Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to Aviary Attorney, where we are getting very mired in this case involving the Prince of Spain. It seems like every place we visit just pops up more that we have to visit, and our time is running out. However, there is a special cinematic event going on at Les Lupus, or Les Loops. I don't know how to pronounce some of these French words, so forgive me, and apparently it takes no time to complete, so let's do it. Hello, Feet. Fancy seeing you here. A storm is brewing, my brother. Word of the royal assassination attempt has spread. The proletariats grow confident. The bourgeoisie are cowering. It won't be long before we have rioting. These are wolves, right? These aren't foxes? And then a revolution. And then the sort of bulldog in the back left. Okay, that was ominous. Apparently a secret society of some sort? Huh. So, Palais de Louvre. We've already been there once. I don't know any reason we would have to go back. And we don't yet really know who we want to ask about at the Chocolate Emporium. We've been to Le Canard Joyeux, or Joyer. Let's go to the Bibliothèque Cash, I think. Actually, let's go to La Consigrie and see if we can speak to our client again. What do you want? Okay, he's going to kick us out again, aren't we? Visiting hours are over. Apparently, visiting hours at this prison are only every other week on a special day, vernal equinox or something like that. Alright, they don't have... They don't have special lawyer visitation in this era of France, apparently. So, yeah, we'll go to the Bibliothèque Cash. Or Cachet. They have that accent mark there. I don't know. Here for a little light reading, are we? Not quite, Sparrowson. I'm following the hunting beagle's advice. Okay, so we're investigating poison. Don't eat poisoned pork? The other piece of advice, that if we want to learn about a member of royalty, we should hit the library. Oh, okay. Confession, it's been a day or so since I've last played this game, so I forgot about that. Yeah, we want to investigate royalty. Oh, that makes sense. Say, Falcon, I've been meaning to ask, since we're in a library and all. Are you a classic literature fan, or do you prefer more modern works? If I'm speaking for myself, I enjoy more modern works, but Falcon may think readings for squares. Yeah, I enjoy more modern works. I like modern novels. Have you read The Three Musketeers yet? It has heaps of romance, intrigue, and action. You would love it, Sparrowson. Dumas is very good. Don't patronize me, Falcon. Of course I've read The Three Musketeers. Despite its contrived narrative turns, I enjoyed the novel's scathing critique of our current socio-political climate. I am surprised, Sparrowson. I really did not expect you to have read that, after what you commented about Don Quixote. Wow, that's quite an insightful review. Wait a minute, you just memorized the single sentence to sound well read, didn't you? Oh, maybe he did. Maybe. Don't worry, Sparrowson. I still love you. Would you, messieurs, mind lowering your voices? I can hear your squawking from the other side of the building. Oh, my apologies, monsieur. We'll keep it down. Wait, you're a librarian, aren't you? An astute observation. Yes, monsieur. As the only quiet person in the library, I am most assuredly the librarian. Well, now that we have your attention, my friend wants to ask you something. I do? Oh, right, I do. We can ask about Don Quixote. Probably better ask about the Spanish monarchy in case we don't get another chance. You seem like a scholarly, well-read individual. I'm sure you're up to date on geopolitical news and the like. I don't need your praise. Spit out whatever imbecilic question is in the back of your throat. Well, we understand that the Spanish throne is currently under dispute. Can you give us a brief rundown on who the contenders are? What a trivial question. Even an elementary school child can name the immediate heirs to every throne in Europe. Well, maybe we should go talk to a 5th grader then and leave you to your miserable existence. Yes, but for the sake of those children who slept through that class, could you refresh our memories? Very well. Pay attention because I'm not repeating myself. The current reigning monarch of Spain is Queen Regent Isabella II of the House of Bourbon, daughter of King Ferdinand VII. Should I be writing this down? All right, Nathan. Proceed. Upon her death, the crown would likely fall to her husband, King Consort Francis, Duke of Cadiz. Although it is certainly possible that an immediate family member could stake a claim. However, the Queen's position is currently being disputed by the Carlists, headed by the Count of Montmelin. Yeah, that word. I hope that answers your question. I mean, maybe? Because none of those people were named Corrido. Did you catch all of that, Sparrowson? I mean, I wrote it down. Not a word. Monsieur, we're actually interested in a Prince Juan Corrido of Spain. I don't think I heard that name in your explanation. A prince? Juan Corrido? Is that what you said? Monsieur, I think you've been misinformed. So the prince is not a prince, is that what you're saying? There is no current prince of Spain, and I'm not even sure Corrido is a real name. It is certainly no line of any Spanish monarchy. Alrighty then. I've never actually read Don Quixote myself, and I know I said that before. Is Corrido a character in Don Quixote? Is that the deal? It's a shame we can't actually read this, you know? Oh well. How strange. What does this mean, Falcon? It means we've been duped, Sparrowson. Well, one thing is for sure. Our client is not the Prince of Spain. Maybe he's a delusional lunatic, or perhaps he's involving us in some sort of con, or perhaps he is the Prince of Spain but only gave us his pseudonym. We don't have long before the trial, but it may be in our interest to confront Prince Juan directly and get some answers. Does that mean we'll be allowed back into the prison now? Right. Are you two quite done chit-chatting? Tell us about Don Quixote. I borrowed this book from a friend. What can you tell us about it? Don Quixote of La Mancha. It's a classic. Everybody has read it. Yeah, everybody. But for those who haven't... I'm not going to sit here and summarize a great work of literature for two imbeciles who are too lazy to read. Nor would I expect you to, Monsieur. But what can you tell us about the physical book itself? This particular book didn't come from any library, if that's what you're asking. See, there is no library stamp or card. I assume it was acquired from a bookshop, a French bookshop, if the French translation and publishing information wasn't a giveaway. I see. Thank you. Did you have any other questions, or can I get back to work? That's all. Hopefully we'll never bump into you again, Nathan. Don't worry, Monsieur. I think we are done here. Thanks for your time. Then I bid you good day. I said good day, sir. Uh-huh. We don't have a lot of time left. And now La Consegrie is going to take an entire day. What day is our trial? I don't remember how many days we have left. I want to say it's tomorrow, but I'm not for certain. Okay, well, I guess we go to La Consegrie. We definitely don't want to get an innocent man convicted again.
You again? Visiting hours are over. Come back later. I have no time for your quibbling, monsieur. Stand aside.
Oh my, Falcon, you just set my heart aflutter. You bold boy.
You can't talk to me like that. I most certainly can. We have reason to believe that you are housing a suspect under false pretenses. That is in direct violation of statutes 204B and 488C of the French Criminal Code of Justice.
You know, Falcon, it really gets my motor running when you talk statutes and codes.
Failure to comply with our request may result in you, yes, you, monsieur, being held directly responsible for any consequential legal action. All right. No need to break out the legalese on me. I'll go open the cell. Wow, Falcon, did you memorize those criminal codes? Memorize? Come on, Sparrowson. Learn how to bluff.
Ha ha ha. Excellent, Falcon.
You naughty boy.
Oh, Signor Falcon, it is so good to see you again. You have some good news about my case, I hope?
No, that's not why we're here. Let's be polite. At least we'll start politely.
Listen, one. In order to maximize our chances of a successful trial, I need to know every bit of information. I can't work with half-truths. If you tell me one thing and the prosecution's evidence tells me another, then we're both in trouble.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow, Signor.
Do you want me to spell it out? I know that you are not the Prince of Spain. I know that your name is not Juan Querido.
Where is this coming from? I assure you, Signor, that I am who I claim to be.
If you want your trial to be a farce, then you don't need my help. Come, Sparrowson, we're leaving.
Wait. Calm yourself, Monsieur Falcon. I'll reveal all.
Did you just say, monsieur?
What? Oh. I guess he just lost his Spanish accent. I did not... Oh yeah, he has been saying senor, hasn't he? What happened to your Spanish accent?
Your suspicions are well placed. Juan Querido is not my real name, and I am not a Spanish prince. That was just a persona I concocted for the purpose of getting arrested.
So? You wanted to get arrested? Or you concocted it after you were arrested? What is your real name?
So, what is your real name?
What's in a name? It's just an empty label, a vapid reflection of who we really are. Today, I am Juan Querido, the Prince of Spain. Tomorrow, I may be Bruno Reyes, a pauper living under a bridge of the Seine. But that doesn't really change who I am or what I do.
That didn't really answer my question.
No, I suppose it didn't. But you're a smart bird, Monsieur Falcon. I suspect you already know my real name.
Okay, you are Reynard Vulpes. You are the private investigator. There aren't two foxes, only one fox with different names. Oh, it just pulled the evidence up for me.
You are Reynard Vulpes, private investigator.
Very astute. And you are Monsieur Falcon, private defense attorney. But that wasn't always your name, was it, Monsieur Falcon? Just like me, you know how to adopt a new persona on a whim.
Does he? Who are you, Falcon?
You changed your name, Falcon. I didn't know that. This isn't about me. One. Reynard. Monsieur, we're trying to uncover the truth here.
Of course. So, what truth is it that you are attempting to uncover, Monsieur Falcon?
Why would you want to get arrested?
You're putting me in a difficult position, Monsieur. If I tell you the full story, I would be putting someone else in danger. So, how about this? I'll tell you a story.
I like stories.
There was a girl, a mademoiselle, who was in a great deal of debt.
Is that the Swan, Signy?
Everyone has a debt these days, Monsieur.
Indeed, but this particular mademoiselle was indebted to a very powerful man, and that man wished to collect. The mademoiselle had no means of paying, so the man offered her a deal. Murder this man, and I will forget what you are owed. Refuse, and I will reap what I am owed from your parents. With no alternative options, the mademoiselle accepted. But another man, a gallant knight with foolish, archaic notions of chivalry, heard the mademoiselle's story.
Is that you?
The knight knew that murder was inevitable, but he saw a way to take the fall in the mademoiselle's place.
Okay.
Do you understand what I am saying, Monsieur?
Yes, I understand. You stepped in to frame yourself so she would get away with it. Who is she, though? Is she the Swan? Because the Swan seemed very reluctant to tell us anything.
I understand, Monsieur. To be honest, it wasn't the subtlest of allegories.
Storytelling was never my strong suit. But I am glad that you are seeing things from my perspective. Hopefully, that sheds some light on this situation.
If I may ask, Monsieur, why did you not just go to the police with the information you had?
He's probably in love with the girl.
The police are not always an option. What is a man to do when the justice system itself is the problem?
Well, you make a point.
I'll let you know when I figure it out, Monsieur.
Dwell on it. Perhaps we should talk about something else in the meantime.
Well, I don't really have anything else to talk about.
I don't have any more questions for you, Juan. I think we've learned all we can for now.
Really? I don't feel that we've learned very much at all.
Oh, Monsieur Falcon, before I forget, could you find Mousy and ask him whether the birds have successfully flown south for the winter?
Say code phrase?
Whether the birds have flown south? What is that, some sort of code?
Something like that. But rest assured, Monsieur, that this does directly pertain to the case.
Well, if we have time, I'll be sure to let Mousy know. Let's make a move, Sparrowson. Trial day is approaching.
Right.
This case is just as, if not more, convoluted than the first case, isn't it? So the question is, what are we going to do? Are we going to play along with him? Or are we going to convict who it actually is, who I'm assuming is the Swan? Could we go there first and speak with her before the trial? Today is the trial.
Falcon, what are you doing? It's trial day. We have a Spanish prince to defend.
Oh, right. What was I thinking?
Oh. Well, never mind then. Probably just won't let us go anywhere, even though it's giving us the false choice, I suppose. Let's go to the court then. Once again, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves waiting outside the doors of the Tribunal de Grande Instance.
Are you feeling nervous, Falcon?
Yes, very nervous.
Of course I'm nervous. What have we learned about Prince Juan? What do we know about the real murderer? Nothing.
I feel the same way. Should we even call him Prince Juan? Because the prosecution is likely to have discovered that's not who he really is.
Easy there, Falcon. We can do this.
Okay, looks like he's back in character.
Senor Falcon, I trust everything is in order.
Absolutely. I have every intention of bringing the truth to light in this trial.
Ah, such confidence. That's magnificent to see. And bringing the truth to light, you say? An admirable goal. No more jousting at imaginary giants.
All of you, cease your yammering. The door's opening.
Here we go. Buena suerte, Senor Falcon.
We will. Are we ready?
We're ready. We're ready to get eviscerated.
I don't remember the voice I did for Cocorico.
JJ. Severin. Nervous? Why would I be nervous? I'm as calm as a cuckoo. You're the nervous one. This whole courtroom is nervous.
Whoa, cool your feathers, Falcon.
Terrible. You can't even maintain a stoic facade.
I thought this trial would be the perfect opportunity for you to redeem your previous embarrassments. But if this is how you act before the trial has even started...
Why, you pompous-tailed posture. Perfect.
Judge Romulus, we saw a cutscene with you in it, sir. You are not a good wolf, by what we overheard.
Order, order. Let's all settle down. Court is now in session. Falcon.
What is it?
Is it me, or does the primary judge look hairier today?
That's a different judge to the one who resided over Dame Cataline's trial, you doofus.
Oh, still, it's a little strange, isn't it?
Not really. Different. It's not strange at all to have different judges.
Not really. There are a dozen judges in Paris alone. It only makes sense that we see different ones in different cases.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I was under the impression that Judge Maxime would be residing over this case. Where is he?
Okay, so I had thought that Maxime was a female name, but apparently it's a he.
Judge Maxine has gone on temporary sick leave due to a terrible accident with a flight of stairs.
Uh-huh. Did you help him on his way down those stairs?
But rest assured, assessors, prosecutor, defense, and members of the jury, that I am more than qualified to fill his shoes. Without further ado, let's get this show underway. This is the trial of Prince Juan Corrido, who stands accused of murdering Major Howl and of conspiring to murder the king himself. Roll call.
The defense is present and ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Good, very good. I expect this to be a nice, speedy trial. I don't want to see this dragged out by technicalities and bureaucracy.
Well said, Your Honor. I expect that once the court sees the overwhelming evidence, this trial will be over in 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
He's just messing with your head, Falcon. Keep it together. So, we're all on the same page. Excellent, prosecutor. Please call your first witness to the stand.
Very well. I call the police officer who investigated the crime scene. I call upon Inspector Juste Valerti. Oh, him again.
Step up to the stand, Inspector, and recite the oath.
I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Please recite your name and occupation for the court record.
My name is Inspector Juste Valerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge to the gutter rats.
That will do, Inspector. We've all heard your monologue before.
Whoa, Cocorico is really going for a speed record, isn't he?
Now, can you tell us what you witnessed on the morning of the 7th of January?
Of course. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I was called to the Louvre's Grand Gallery by one of the King's Royal Guards.
Did he just say o'clock?
He did indeed, Sparrowson.
There, I saw Prince Juan, King Louis Philippe, and the corpse of Major Hal with a rose in his hand, and around 24 citizens. The citizens and the king himself all attest to seeing Major Hal taking a rose from Prince Juan's hand and then promptly dropping dead.
And what did the morgue uncover upon examination of the corpse?
The coroner determined with absolute certainty that Major Hal died of poisoning. Aside from a prick upon the finger, there was no sign of external harm to Major Hal's body. Therefore, the poison rose must have been the cause of death.
Putting the pieces together, that does seem very implicative of the prince. I have no further questions. He didn't actually say the rose was poisoned, did he? Wouldn't you have to prove there was poison on the rose?
Damn, I was hoping the coroner's report would determine that the guy died from a freak heart attack or something.
That would make for a particularly speedy trial, wouldn't it? But no, we aren't so lucky. Something else must be amiss in the old bird's testimony.
Right, I'll tear it apart. Your Honor, I wish to cross-examine the witness.
Falcon, wasn't it? Don't waste the court's time. A high-ranking police officer would never lie on the witness stand.
Not accusing him of lying, merely of not having sufficient evidence, perhaps.
I wouldn't accuse the inspector of lying. I just want to make sure that every base is properly covered.
This sounds like pointless nitpicking to me, but I'll allow it for now. Go on, Falcon. Do your cross-examination.
Alrighty. So 10 o'clock, Major Howell, 24 citizens. I'm more interested in the poisoning. He did not say that they discovered the rose was poisoned.
Inspector, you say the coroner determined with certainty that Major Howell was killed by poison.
Correct. He stated the signs and symptoms were textbook. There is no possibility that his death was natural.
So what kind of poison was it?
Did the coroner specifically mention what kind of poison it was?
He was not certain. At first, the coroner posited that it was a plant-borne poison, like that of the aconite flower. But when he learned how fast the poison had taken effect, he noted that this was atypical of aconite. Consequently, he suggested that it may have been some newly engineered concoction.
A newly engineered poison, you say? Well, that only reaffirms that this was a very deliberate assassination attempt.
Indeed. Do you have another question about the poison?
Yes. How was he poisoned?
How exactly was Major Howard poisoned? What was the delivery mechanism? His finger was pricked by the poisoned rose. He even commented out loud about it seconds before dying.
So you tested the rose for poison?
All 22 citizens who witnessed the murder attested to seeing and hearing this.
Is there any possibility that he was poisoned by something else?
What an absurd thing to ask, JJ. You just heard that the 22 people saw the victim prick his finger and die. What are you suggesting? That the pricked finger had no relation to the poisoning?
Yes, that exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't doubt that Major Howe was poisoned, but I do doubt that that rose was the cause. Unbelievable. Only a total buffoon could fail to draw that blatant link here.
Here's the thing. We can't just say he was poisoned and, oh, let's assume it's the rose that poisoned him without testing the rose and proving there's poison on the rose. We can't just link effect to cause without proving the cause caused the effect. You understand? We don't get to just willy-nilly spew out what we think is right and have it be taken into court record as obvious fact.
JJ, as tempting as it is to sit here and lecture you on the basics of cause and effect, I'll end this discussion painlessly.
I somehow doubt it, because you don't seem to understand the basics of cause and effect yourself, sir.
Inspector, please tell the defense that you found traces of poison on the thorns of the rose itself.
He never said that in his testimony, and now, I'm sorry, but you're leading the witness.
That should alleviate all doubt that the rose was, in fact, the poison delivery mechanism. Actually, I can't tell him that.
Uh-huh.
I dread to ask, but why not? We didn't check the rose for traces of poison. It just seemed obvious that the rose caused the poisoning, given the timing of the incident.
Yeah. Inspector Valerty is freaking competent.
Well then, now would be a good time to take a test. Here's a marvelous thought. We prick the finger of the defendant with the rose. If there is no poison on the rose, then Prince 1 lives, and he is free to go.
That's not how law works, Cocorico.
If the rose is poisoned, then the prince dies. But that's okay, because the punishment would be just and fitting of the crime.
I kind of agree, and yet there are procedures.
A marvelous suggestion. What is this? A witch trial? This isn't America, Severin. That's not how we do things here. Calm your feathers, JJ. It was clearly a joke.
Yeah. I couldn't tell it was a joke.
There are far more humane ways of testing for poison. I'm sure the inspector will perform his duty with due diligence.
I certainly hope so. For your sake.
Actually, we won't be able to test the rose for poison at all.
Why is that?
Given the dangerous nature of the flower, it was destroyed by the police force. We burned it to ashes.
Uh-huh. Destruction of evidence, too. Well, I think we're going to end this episode here. We'll pick up in the next one. I am flabbergasted, and honestly, I actually need a few minutes to cool off, because these guys have gotten my blood boiling. In any event, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments, and by leaving a like below, and of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.